Did they fix the problem with the loading screen yet? In the sim? I think the next patch coming in September addresses a lot of stuff for loading times and avionics and all the other stuff. They pushed out a tweet yesterday about it. Right. So, what are we doing? We're going to do some flying. So, I've bagged a bunch of jobs. And then hopefully by the time I've done these jobs, some other stuff will have generated over at Squirrel. We've rented some gates. So we're generating our own passengers now. Let me show you. Where is it? Facilities. Not as... There's none in there. Oh yeah, they're not in here. 1 second. They're in group assignments, I think. Where are we? There you go. Look. There are nutters. There's a nutter waiting. There's a whole bunch of nutters. That's our passengers. So yeah, I'll go and grab them later. I'm waiting for some more to generate, so I've not got like a cheap flight on the way back. But yeah, we've got some passengers being made now. Rented some gates for a month. That's what we've done. Any planned MP session for today or tomorrow, Swapper? Yeah, I was thinking about doing another MP tomorrow evening. I just need to figure out a flight plan for it. So I'll yeah, I want to do another MP group flight tomorrow. So I'll need to figure out where we want to fly. Try and figure out something. I don't know where yet. Inaccurate marksman. You're getting close to 3 years. Yes, but you'll miss because you're not very accurate. Northern Norway. See, the problem is, Donkey, here's the problem, right? And this is a problem. If we fly on live time and live weather, then what happens is if we try to fly around Europe and we're starting at 5 p.m. my time, by the time we get to about 7 p.m. my time, the sun will be setting. Even set, probably. So that creates a bit of a problem if we want to fly live time, live weather. Now, we could, in theory, do live weather fixed time, but then it makes it tricky for everyone to be on the same hymn sheet, doesn't it? Because, you know, if you set your time in the game to be, I don't know, 3 p.m., and then you join an hour way through, you know, you'll probably not get the right time. I mean, does it matter? I don't know. Have you swapped out your TPR? Yes, I have. Let me find a photo for you. There we go. You can see that or not. But that's my I've put the TPR pedals in on my rig. So I took out the MFG crosswinds and I've mounted the TPR pedals. Yeah, but what time will it be in New Zealand, Neo? What time will it be? See, like anywhere in the Americas is perfect for the time. But I don't know what it'll be in New Zealand when it's 5 p.m. here. Are those the ones Microsoft sent you? Yes, they are. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it'll be the wrong time in New Zealand, right? Fly down here in New Zealand, you might need to fly the plane upside down since we're down under. Then. That's very true. Right, so first journey, let's think about, let's get in the air, right? Because we're not doing much here. We're at 089, I believe. Have a look at 089. 1610 Quebec is sat here, which we'll rent. And then go back to my flight, refresh that. So we've got 144 gallons, which is plenty of fuel. Canada or Mexico? I was thinking about Canada. Or possibly, like you say, Mexico. I need to have a look around. I quite fancied the idea of, like, the bottom end of Mexico, like going into Cuba and that kind of area. I don't know. Like north of South America, if you see what I mean. around that way. Could be fun. "5 p.m. UK time is 4 a.m. New Zealand." Yeah, so it's going to be pitch black because it's winter, isn't it? Welcome, No Fears. Beckles, I don't think so. Right, so we're going from 089, which is where we are now. 089 is, in fact, Fall River Mills, California. If you have a look on Sky Vector, we're going to 017. Now, 017 doesn't exist anywhere but FS Economy. But through a bit of digging, I worked out it's actually KG00, which is down here. KG00. And it does, in fact, have an airport diagram and an RNAV approach into 07. I had a look at the weather forecast, and it's like non-existent wind down there. But I also got my my iPad working. As you can see here. Can you see my iPad? Here. There it is. There you go. So I got my iPad working, so I punched in 089 to KG00. So we can actually do it on here as well. And this is hooked up, so it should, as I'm flying along, it should track our current location on ForeFlight, which is kind of cool. You need where I can fly, browser extension. Oh, I've heard about that. Where I can fly. Have you got a link to that, Giddy? Does it work on Opera? Have you seen the Easter egg? A so well put in the sim. Fly over the HQ in Bordeaux sometime. Yeah, I've heard about it. Crested, thank you for 33. I do use Sky Demon. I have Sky Demon as well, but in America, in the States, ForeFlight is better. Is Opera Chromium based? It can run Chrome plugins. So I'm thinking we'll come in possibly on, well, it doesn't really matter, but there's an RNAV into 07 we could take. Although it's pretty interesting given this. Getting to 07 would be like, oosh. How did you get your iPad working? It was never broken. Use Opera, do you have any particular reason why you use that over Chrome or Firefox out of curiosity? I just prefer it. Chrome was getting too kind of bloated for me. Opera's pretty quick and lightweight, works nicely, and it has some nice features I like, such as different groups of pages. You can synchronize between this and your mobile phone, so you can have like Opera on your phone and just drop something into your stream, and it'll appear on here. There's loads of features I like. Right, let's jump in the aircraft. Let's move that out of the way. Sunrise, nice. Let's turn on some stuff. Yeah, Captain Flint, I honestly don't get that either. There is this like weird obsession with the browser that you use. Right, local pressure, nice. So we've definitely got live weather. I'm going to move that. GPS.
TOS system test. Okay.
Good to know. Can I fly there? Plugin, yeah. Have we got a... No, we've not. Okay, let's go down here. See what we've got to punch in. MFD flight plan at origin. So what were we? 08 to 9. 08 to 9. And we're going to go... Destination will be KG00. KG00. It knows about that. 109 nautical miles. which is exactly what 4 flight says, so that's good. What about Edge? Does anybody use Edge? I don't know. I honestly just completely ignore Edge. Loving the dual stream deck Squirrel users. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't sit there with one. Mr. Sun, thank you for 19 months. Alta Vista. Do you remember Alta Vista in the 90s? You use the new Edge. See, the new Edge uses chromium underneath, doesn't it? Yeah, that's the annoying thing, Matty, is the fact they bundle it. The fact that they bundle it with departure approach. Have we got an approach on here? No, we don't have any approaches programmed in, so we can't easily do an RNAV into 07. That's a pain. Can we do it on 4 flight, I wonder? Can we figure it out? How do you do it? Replace, select runway. How do you... Does anybody know how to use 4 flight? Procedure. There we go. Traffic circuit approach. Visual RNAV 07. Ah, here we go. There we go. So we've got a couple of waypoints on the way in by the look of it. Mr. Goo. That can't be right. MRGGO. Okay, well, let's see if it'll take it. Let's go back one, flight plan. Add a waypoint. Add en route waypoint. MRGGO. Well, it kind of knows about it. Yeah, that's cool. We'll figure out the altitude in a second. And the next one is Eula High. Eula High. Add en route waypoints. Eula High. Okay. So that will help vector us in, won't it? Because we can basically fly straight down to Eula High and then make a left turn effectively. Your power is out due to what? Load shedding. What's that? Annexa, thank you for 13 months. Now moved to Luleå in northern Sweden, taking mechanical engineering. All seems well so far. Thinking of getting an RTX 3070. Very good. Ask Jeeves. Does anybody remember Jeeves? Oh my god. Right, how do I add to route? We'll punch that in. What I'd like to see, if we go to chart, is it? No, that one. RNAV into 07 looks like this. And here we have 5,000 at Mr. Goo and 4,300 at Eulahi. So we can punch those altitudes into here, and that'll help. Load shedding equals South African way to reduce the load on power stations. Ah. So basically they switch you off, right? That's what they do, yeah? WWE and Blindtree, welcome back, guys. Okay, so we'll punch that in. So hopefully it'll allow us. Sometimes when I've done this, it doesn't take it. Oh, it's done. 4,300. Nice. So we've got some kind of vertical profile going on, which is great.
I'm giving you a choice in the hope that I can have that one.
Which one?
You've got fruity fresh berry or alpine chocolate.
Well, how many's left? You can't have the last one. You can't do that.
Can I
Why do you make a powder one up for yourself? There's a bag of powder.
You didn't get chocolate. You got cold chocolate.
Yeah, but it's nice.
I know, but I'm not trying this one.
You've not tried the chocolate one? We'll open the chocolate one now, never said. Mrs. Squirrel's like thieving my Y food again. She's not tried the chocolate one.
Oh my god.
She likes it, I think.
That is gorgeous.
Gonna try it. I'm going.
I don't think you'll like it.
Hey, you don't think I'll like it?
No, 'cause it's chocolate. You don't like chocolate. I just love
That is very nice. That is very, very nice. The chocolate one she likes a lot. Do you want it? Do you want? You can have it if you want it. I'll have the
Have
other
it.
one.
Aye, 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 aye.
Yeah. No, you can have it. D Storm says hi, Mrs. Squirrel.
Hi, D-Storm!
I get the.
We got it, people! We're gonna run away!
She's basically bagged the chocolate Y food. I'm gonna have the berry. Hey,
Thank you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
You, honey
Enjoy. You do realize that's a meal. You can't like drink that and then go and eat food, right? That's literally a meal. I know it doesn't taste like a meal, but it is. Cabin crew disturbing the pilot here. Ah, this is my lunch. I'm going to put that over here for a second while we just figure this out. So yeah, we've got a VNAV profile coming in, which is nice. And if you're just doing the whole missed approach stuff, you climb to 3,900, turn right and head back towards Mr. Goo. There are now nutters from Cove, KNFL Cove. I'll do those after these. Face reveal. There you go. Taipan, she does that voice when she gets excited. Right, so we're straight down. We're going to be at 5,000 feet, Mr. Bagoo, but that's in 100 nautical, so we'll figure that out en route. Speed bugs. Approach speed of 85 knots. Rotate at 90. Climb out 110. That's fine. Nav source. I'll put that on. GPS. Is there a... There's no kind of nav beacon nearby, is there? Okay, we'll remove that. I'm still trying to figure 4Flight out. I'm not very well acquainted with 4Flight. I'm more used to Sky Demon. Same things in different ways. Okay, PFD settings. Wind is going to be option 2. It's fine. And we'll leave that on the flight plan. Okay. So I need to start up FS Economy.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Which is loaded up here. We'll get the engine started. It's connected. Get the engine started. And then we'll figure out how to get out of here. We're going to need a pushback, I think. We've not seen the main man for a while. Is he okay? He is, Jimbo. It's just not really had the opportunity to show him, but he's fine. Thank you anyway for the bits, D-Storm. Thank you, mate. Crazy Gigs, welcome back. Undercore NL, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Negril, welcome back. All right, let's see if we can get a... We kind of want to push back to the left, don't we? Oh, there's no ground tune. Interesting. Oh, let's go for the old-fashioned straight pushback. So what should we fly at? Should we fly at... I'm thinking like 16,000, maybe 18. This is a TBM 930. Let's go 18. Yuck, TBM. Okay. One of the best turboprops available, but okay.
Oral warning, okay.
You're welcome, Hodders, mate. You're welcome. Right. Beacon light is going on. Guy is clear. So let's do... Let's see. Auxiliary boost pump is on. Beacon light's done. It's way too bright by default, that is. Battery. Exactly, Matty. Well, it's a turboprop cocaine. It's very powerful, this thing. Very quick. Outside air temperature is 34 Celsius. 34 Celsius. Autopilot system's coming on. Auto on the tank, so it switches between left and right. Okay. Does this plane have a lot of issues though? No, it's generally pretty well behaved. Like all of them though, they all kind of share the same VNAV avionics, so they all kind of overcompensate at the moment. And you get that kind of yo-yo effect. But if you manage the descent and stuff properly, you're generally fine. Okay, heading mode initially. Is there any charts whatsoever? There's just nothing for River Falls. Nothing at all. The A380 is not in the game now. Elevation 3,300 feet. We've got a 1,500 meter runway, which is plenty, which is good. And we'll take off on 02, which is fine. Put our heading bug onto to 0. All right, I think we're ready to move. Even if you had a PPL and you could legally fly TBM without additional training, wouldn't you want to get proper training first? It makes it way safer. Oh, God, dude. There's loads of things that you need to know to fly TBM. Like, even things like how to safely start the engine properly. Even just that stuff. All right. Parking brake's going off. Taxi lights are on. Let's unpause the track IR. Right, we all good? I think we're all good. Did you know the FAA has an airport information portal called ADIP? You can search for every airport in the US and it gives you all the charts and diagrams. I'll have a look at that in a sec, actually. When we get into cruise, let's have a look at that. Could be useful for people. I did start up at FS Economy, but I've not started the job yet. I should probably do that, shouldn't I? Before I forget. Good call, dude. Put park and brake on. Action, start flight. Okay, got a bunch of passengers. Fuel's been adjusted. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, apparently, yeah, you can just fly TBM because it's a single engine piston, but I don't quite understand that because it's actually a turboprop, so surely that's not actually a piston engine, and your SAP rating wouldn't count. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that bit, mate. That's too late to remind me now. If you'd have said that before I'd have started the flight, that would have been golden. And I don't think I can change it now. Not now I've begun the flight. That's the one thing I forget to do. You can just cancel it. Click the button. That's a very ambiguous statement, Sommy. Which button? You want to just cancel flight here? And then re-pick it up? Okay. Flight was cancelled. Let's try again. Fly for Air Squirrel. Start flight. Okay. Alright. Apparently that works. Do the trees move if it's windy? Yes, they do. Yep. I did a video at Innsbruck that talked about ground speed and airspeed. And in that, I basically played around with the weather, and you could see the wind like affecting the trees and the grass and everything. Like the blades of grass move. What is that pink fluffy cloud over there? You see it? That's a bit weird. That's some weird ground fog. Oh, sunrise. Golden hour. Nintendo 64, golden hour. Right, landing lights coming on. Navs and strobes going on. Approach is clear. Flaps going down to takeoff.
Approaching runway 20.
Trim is set.
Entered runway 20. 1,494 meters remaining.
Okay, we are lined up. Runway heading's good. 20 is definitely identified. 18,000 feet. We're going to be left turn on the climb out. Normally you'd have checks for this stuff. Push the nose down slightly. And power set. It's 80 knots. Gears coming up. Retract the flaps. Have to do some serious climbing here. How am I doing? Doing fine, thank you. Okay, we'll put the yaw damper on. We'll put half bank mode on. And we'll engage the autopilot. And it immediately pitches us to the right, even though half bank mode was on, but it turned off again. Interesting. Okay. I think we're good. What does your damper do? Basically stabilizes like the rudder trim so that it doesn't try and like do this as it flying through wind. It stabilizes it so you don't get this yaw effect. It dampens the yaw. What is it doing? What is it doing? It's on heading mode. I put it on heading mode, idiot. That was my mistake, pilot error. That's why it's suddenly banked hard. Sounds like a lawnmower. Yeah, it kind of like in real life, it doesn't sound like this so much. You don't really hear the turbojet engine in this. Like it properly sounds like like it is a turbine in the nose, and it sounds like a turbine when it fires up. And that doesn't really come across in this at the moment. Can you add more channel point rewards? It's not really something I've put much effort into, if I'm honest. Wing view hype? Anyone know of the yoke model? My specs don't include my rig equipment at the moment, but that's a honeycomb yoke alpha. So let's see. The current waypoint is at Mr. GGO, Mr. Goo. And it has a distance of 97 nautical miles at the moment, so we'll be there in about 30 minutes. But by then we also need to be down to 5,000 feet. And we're going to be cruising at 18,000. Which means we need to lose 13,000 feet. Which means 3 times 39. We need 3 times 30, we need about 40 nautical to descend. Plus the speed reduction. So we want about 45 nautical miles, maybe 50 if you're rounding up. So when that says 50 nautical here, we'll start our descent down because we need to be at Mr. Goo at 5,000 for a very sharp left turn. Scenery's nice that way. Mats. There's always mats. Yes, it is. Good call. Inertial separator was left on. So I know you can see 4 flights now tracking this. So you can actually see the path we took. You can see where left heading mode turned on. And then course corrected. Just plain in its inertial separator. It's no different to like a plane with cowl flaps. Really. It's all to do with engine cooling and stuff. I'm not sure how much Captain Flint, but I don't know if it's modelled. But you don't get maximum engine power with the inertial separator. You always turn it off on the ground. If you owned a TBM, you would not do that. That's 4 flight you're seeing there. Just go and check the engine a second. Yeah, see, we're over talking. As you climb, the talk gets higher. Oh yeah, I was going to check out that website you was on about. What's it called? Edip FAA. This one. Look up facilities, okay? KGOO. Nevada County. So 7 and 25 runway. Even gives you the true heading, that's quite nice. Oh, that's good. You can basically work out VOR DMEs to the place, so you can, like, that DME is on a bearing of 074 to the airfield. 27 nautical. Do we know when FS economy is going to be fixed? FS economy is fine. Charts.
Station A was is 121.325.
Yeah, it's a good website. adip.faa.gov. A stream schedule reduced to focus on YouTube. Yes, Langibelt. We'll see. I'm taking a view on things at the moment, just monitoring things. I can't do everything, Langibelt. There's only so many hours in the day. And I've done an awful lot of work these last few weeks. And a lot of stuff is backing up for me personally. So, yeah. The DNS is not fine. Did you not read what happened, Gibson? Did you not read the post on the forum? They put a... They put a post on the forum about it. No, it's still DNS issues. There you go. So 3rd of September, they said, as many have noticed, FS Economy domain is resolving again. Apparently, a person or persons decided to report our hosting, SimConnect SP1 MSI file, as malware virus, and we were identified as a malware hosting site. So somebody decided to flag this as malware, and that then caused the domain name not to resolve. Yep. So the file that they've had available for 5 years, somebody reported it as malware, and the entire DNS server of the world just went, oh yeah, that's definitely a malware site. Because Jeff, in his bedroom, said that that's definitely malware, right? And I know it's been there for 5 years, but Jeff reckons that that is malware, so we're not resolving it anymore. Anyway, we're notified to respond to an account we don't review frequently, given 24 hours to respond. So they missed that. We now have all the information reported, no other information was given to us. It's all a very strange thing, isn't it? It's a very strange thing. Like, thousands of people are using the server, and some one or more people report it as malware, and then the internet just takes the site offline. They then get an email. They don't read this mailbox very often. Didn't resolve within 24 hours, and when the whole thing went full rip. It's a very strange situation all round. I would say to them, they should have that email box forwarded over to the ones they check regularly. Because you can't afford to miss important emails like that. But it is a very strange situation. So anyway, apparently it is resolved for now. For how long, who knows? King Eaglefist, thank you for the 1,000 bits. My dad has sent these bits because my dad has gotten engaged and finally he's been told he can get married and he's now over the moon. Thank you for keeping him busy to keep his mind off the negatives. Hey, hey, hey. Congrats, King Eaglefist Dad. And thank you for the bit, sir. So when's the big day? That's the question. When's the big day? Tahu Harak, thank you for 4 months. You're going to do your first FS economy flight today. Does Air Squirrel have any ops in the UK? Not currently. We don't have any aircraft anywhere apart from Western United States at the moment. It is something I want to do, Langeveld. I actually wanted to buy a TBM in Europe, but there are just none available at the moment. So there's nothing we can do. And shipping a TBM over there is going to be very expensive. Mr. Squidgen, I think that sounds like the assistant options. The options to get assists, I think. 15th of October. Blimey, your dad doesn't mess around. Right, Mr. Eaglefist, you can get married now. Cool. Let's do it in 6 weeks. Tigerfly, if you want to run a super widescreen monitor, it's going to load your graphics card more than anything. I mean, Nvidia's latest cards are talking about 8K gaming, right? Well, this screen here is effectively two 1920 by 1080 monitors together, and a 4K screen would be another two of those again. So the actual load that this screen puts on your graphics card is equivalent to about half of a 4K monitor. And Nvidia's cards are going for 8K. So the answer is not that much, because if you try to drive a 4K monitor, you're going to have twice the problem as driving this monitor. .54 nautical. Right, so we'll set our target altitude of 5,000. DINFCCS is for sale, registered in Munich. Yeah, unfortunately, we've spent our money on a TBM yesterday now in America. So we're going to have to wait for the cash to build up again. How many hours are on the clock on that thing? Um, 8K is 4 times the work of 4K. It might be more, but you're probably right. It's probably like having 4 4K monitors, yeah. It might be 16 times the work, I'm not sure actually. Maths. They want 950 grand for it. Yeah, that's a bit pricey. 950 is a bit heavy. What's your opinion about Honor? I haven't really tried it to give you an opinion, if I'm honest. Right, V-speed. So 8K is like running 16 full HD monitors. That's just nuts. Actually nuts. Still can't run Crisis. You don't like the subscription and on else you buy it outright. You wait for the air hauler on Microsoft Flight Sim. I say, I would have thought air hauler would work fairly well. Straight out the box, Langerville. Yeah, that's true, Floating Fat Man. With DLSS kind of throws things a little bit, doesn't it? Frag TD, thank you very much for 20 months, sir. Appreciate the comment. Chris Kraut, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Do you reckon a 3080 can do Microsoft Flight Sim at 4K 60 FPS? I don't think the graphics card would be the bottleneck in that situation, if I'm honest, Matt. I don't see why the card couldn't do that. But who knows? You should try it, Langeveld, and let me know. How do you get ForeFlight to show you a vertical profile chart? Does anybody know? I need to get Cat Strater in here. Give me a briefing on ForeFlight. Track logs, checklists, scratch pads. You're welcome, Menace. You just want VATSIM. You can use VATSIM now.
TFR ahead.
Ah, the pedals.
TFR below.
I'm really liking the pedals, actually. They're really nice. Like, they behave quite differently to the MFGs. But one thing they do on my rig, they sit a bit lower, which is a bit more comfortable to press. How are you getting your tablet to show you show on stream? Like that? What do you mean? It's on my desktop. Frag TD, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs. Appreciate the support, Frag. And if you just got one, please give him a thank you. Get in, Frag, get in. Yep, SimConnect was working after the patch. Yeah, you just run a... You can buy... if you go in the Windows Store, you can find an app called Air Server for Windows 10. You can just buy it. And then basically you have your iPad mirror to this thing. It's literally that. That's it. It's easy. Spag. Sounds like Spag Ball. Welcome to the house, sir. Thank you. Yep, VATSIM, Pilot Edge, they all work now. The question is, are you feeling brave enough to fly on the network? Spag is food talk, lol. Gangchun, DCS. Go and play DCS World. That's the game that you want for military stuff. DCS World is free as well. How do you get the waypoints in the correct order in your flight plan? Mine is messing it and doing them in a funny order. There are some bugs, I think, in the flight plan in this thing. I've had it do some strange stuff. But if you follow it through on the next one, you'll see what I do. Sometimes it can be a bit janky, but this time it worked. Right, local pressure, landing lights have come on. Thrustmaster TPR pedals. That's what I've gone for. Yeah, there you go, there's a setup. So I did have the iPad mounted here. But it doesn't mount particularly well to the honeycomb yoke because this metal bit's too thin to clamp on. This is okay, but not perfect, and then the iPad sits here. But I figured out that if I mount it to the wheel deck frame over here and use the ram mount arms, I can basically have it mounted here like that, which then pushes this gear stick out the way, which is fine because I don't need it, but it does mean having it here, I can't use the Warthog stick, which is fine, again, because I'm using the yoke. But if the yoke wasn't there, I could put that over here anyway and use the Warthog stick, so it generally works okay. It's just having it here. Every now and again I keep catching it with my hand because I'm not used to it being there, so I grab the mouse down here. But mostly it's fine. There's stream decks on either side. Right, I need to start paying some attention here. 8,000 feet, 3,000 to go, we should be there in 9, we've got 12 to go, so we're pretty much on profile. It'll give us time to slow down as well. And then after Magoo, we need to be at Eulahay at 4,300. So once we pass Magoo, we'll set our new descent point to 43, but we can't go below that, but that'll give us plenty of time to slow down. Nice slippers, Twitch Sam, as if. Are these slippers or are they loafers? That's the question. I don't even know what a loafer is, if I'm perfectly honest.
TFR ahead.
Charts. So 071 excuse me, 071 is the heading of the runway. Do you have a trim wheel? I don't have a trim wheel, but I've ordered one of the honeycomb. Have you seen the honeycomb throttle quadrant? That has a trim wheel on it, and I'm looking forward to having a trim wheel. Loafer's an Americanism. Yeah, but what does it mean? What is a loafer? Is that the same as a slipper? Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it, Jim. That scenery looks a bit weird. That scenery looks very weird. What is going on there? It's kind of... As we're flying over it, it's kind of working out what it should look like. It's got these, like, weird polygons. I found the void. Okay, so bang on profile, 5,000 feet. I'll try and keep the speed at just under, maybe like 190 knots will do for now. It's a trim wheel motorized. I don't think they've got any power facilities in any of their equipment at the moment. This thing should have turned left a long time ago, but the way this sat-nav works, there you go. It's so weird.
TFR.
So next altitude is 4,300. Let's turn the bank off. It's a bit weird the way it turns corners, it really is. Where are you going to mount the honeycomb wheel? That's a very good question. I need to work out where the throttle quadrant's going to go. I don't have an answer for that question yet. Maybe down here where this is. Just replace the Thrustmaster one. Let's see if I can set up ever so slightly. It really bugs me, this. It goes between one or the other. Is it too high or too low? I guess we're taking that then. You're starting to run out of room. Pretty much. Right, heading bug needs to be on 071, which is runway heading. It's the monitor on a frame that sits in front of the rig, or is it bolted to the rig itself? It's on its own stand, Jimbo. I'll go through that in a video. I need to make a video in my room. I've got backed up jobs because I've been focusing on Microsoft Flight Sim for weeks. I've got so many jobs I need to clear out the shed. I need to get stuff in here, into the shed. And then when I've done that, I can film in the room. Okay, runway's in sight. See the flashing lights at the start of the airfield there. We're not at Ulhay yet, so we can't descend.
Landing gear.
Right then. I'm on single. Single PC. How many nutters on board? I don't think we've got any nutters on board. We've got these Valley Air passengers. Just need to keep the nose up and get the flaps down. You just got salt and shake without the salt. You must have salt. Like, you must have some salt in the kitchen cupboard. Does the 2BM? Yes, it does, Jimbo. I believe it does.
Mile final runway 07.
That's good, because that's the runway we're going in. That would now be on, I think, 6,000.
Hundred.
It's a bit bumpy round here, blimey. You feel the plane like bobbing around? Oh, that's very, very nasty descent rate. Very nasty descent rate. I don't know what happened there. I think we got some wind shear or something. Blimey, that was nasty. Like, the plane was bobbing around and then suddenly just gave way. That was not my best landing. Alright, I'm gonna go further down. I think all those trees in the hills just create really bad kind of rotaries. No, there was no glove. Definitely no glove on that one. But we got down. Somebody at the back spilt the coffee. but they were told to put it away. Parking is straight ahead by the look of it. Half a glove because you're in one piece. It's quite a detailed little airfield though, look at it. It's pretty good. Alright, parking brake is on. There's someone sleeping back there. Lol. Initial separator should have gone on the way in. I'll do. We made it. Right, let's have a look at what we got paid. If it's economy. There you go. 2,000 to Squirrel, 2,300 to us. Not bad. So it's $5,000 total income. Not bad for 35 minutes work, eh? What's the TLDR for adjusting mixture? Just T. Later on today, there is a tutorial video coming out on mixture. So there you go. Don't miss today's video. You get paid real money. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You just sign up for a free account, and any money you earn in the game, they send you a check for it. So yeah, later on this week, I should get paid $2,300 for that. I don't know how they do it from a free account, quite honestly. This is amazing. Right, let's have a look. So that's now 017. 017, we should have. Right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to restart the sim just so we get proper live weather. And we're taking these boys. You did a sarcasm emote. That's kind of what Kappa is, really, isn't it? Kappa's meant to be a kind of a sarcasm emote. So you could just use Squirrel Ross instead. Right, so where are we heading? 017 to A34. Okay, well, the good news is 4Flight knows about A34. (089) 67 nautical, blimey. Not far away at all. Well, I think so, Neo. I think the live weather's not been patched yet. If you look at the patch that's coming, if you look at what they talked about yesterday, they mentioned the live weather will be fixed in the next one. So they are aware of it. Mr. Brett's then. 1,000 bits? Is it me, or does the brim of your cap need a little dusting? Hope you and the missus are well. This is well used. This is a veteran cap. And yes, you're right. It needs more than dusting, Bretson. It needs a full-on wash. I could have got a new one, but, you know, I'm going for the weathered look. Actually, I've been using this one for a few months, so it has collected dust. I hope you're well, sir. Thank you for the bits. Thank you. What time is it in Guam these days? I don't think you can wash these caps, though. I think because the peak has got, like, I think, like a thick card. If you wash them, it'll just go horribly wrong. $22.30. That's $22.30 on Saturday, right? You're ahead of us. No, you're behind. Oh, are you $22.30 on Friday or Saturday? Saturday, right? You're the man from the future. That's right. Can you give us the lottery numbers? Right, let's have a look at A34. Let's get rid of that. A34 airport diagram. It looks like there's no approach into A34. Go on to this. So KG00 is what it's known as in the sim. Can we do live weather yet? Live time. 5:27 a.m. That's still quite dark, I think. So how long is it going to take for the flight? 60 miles. Oh, let's do it live time, live weather. I think it'll be dark, but you can see the sun is slowly coming across. We'll YOLO it. You'd laugh if those numbers won. Brett Sam wouldn't. He'd be kicking himself for not putting a ticket on. Air server you can find in the Windows App Store. Just in Windows, go to the Windows App Store and look for Air Server. Windows 10 Desktop Edition. You'll find it. You can buy it on the website, I think, but I just found it easier to have it from the Windows Store. Yeah, Floating Fat Man, my first priority is to get some aircraft in Europe. And then I'd like some aircraft in Eastern United States. But, you know, the way people are flying at the moment, we're pretty much able to buy almost a new plane a week, which is amazing. So we're doing okay. I'm not complaining. We're doing amazingly well.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Your lottery here is only based on the islands out here. The grand prize is only about 800k. Yeah. Blimey, there's even a bus here? 5:30 a.m.? Outrageous. I thought this airfield was too small. Well, right next to 07. Taxiing will be a breeze. AKCC, welcome. How to use the drone camera? I use the Xbox controller. It is fantastically good for the drone cam. Right then. Let's figure this out. So if we look on Sky Vector, take that, put that there. And we're going to A34. We might have to just visual approach this. 11,000. That's a serious ridge. Right here. So this thing's at 4,400 feet MSL. Not lit. Uh-oh. Rip. I think this could be a bit of a problem. And the nearest VOR is 18 nautical away. On the plus side, it has a decent runway. 0523. I think the way I'm going to do this is we're going to fly straight to the airfield, overfly it, and then loop back and come in. Come in on 23, I think. Devil dude, I've not missed anything. Not missed anything. I've literally read every single thing out so far. I just haven't got to you yet. Thank you for 52 months, Devil Dude. All the FSC planes are in use, are they? Hang on, let's have a look. No, they're not. You've got a Caravan and a 172 that's not being flown currently. Unless they're just locked out waiting to go airborne. But 5, 6 of them are airborne. Wow. They're locked. Well, somebody's got them then. Holy smoke. It'd be amazing to see every single one airborne. Let's try that A34 thing on this. A34. Charts. No charts found. Not surprised. Yeah, so the problem here is going to be seeing the actual airfield. And the other problem is going to be descent, because looking at this thing, there are some pretty high elevations here. Like it's 6.5, 6,000, 5,000. But over here it's like 9,000. So we're basically going to have to be...
Happy anniversary.
How high is Carson? Carson is 4,700. But there's a massive set of hills here. Look, that peaks at 9,200. So we're going to have to go over this hill where this lake is, and then descend like 4,000 feet. And it's actually a bit of it is literally a valley, because there's a ridge here and a ridge here. So we're going to have to overfly the airfield and then basically turn around, loop back, and come in on to whatever it was. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. You're in one of the 172s. It's a lot of fun doing these FSC jobs. It adds a bit more. It adds a bit more fun to the whole thing, Texas, and it gets you to go places you'd never go otherwise. Is there a possibility to join FSC at the moment? I think they're about 5 days behind currently. So if you apply now, you probably get in about 5 days, if they've lifted the lid on applications. Twitch Sam, there's a bunch of people have made videos on FSC. I'd just be doubling up on what they were doing, really. Thank you for 18 months, Nox. Okay, your first thing is local barrel pressure. We're going to put that into FMS mode. There's literally like no wind whatsoever. You applied before the DNS issues and got in yesterday. Nice. You're one of the lucky ones. KGOO direct. It's A34. .67 nautical on a bearing of 7074, which is about right. FSE isn't even an option for us new people now. I know. They've been absolutely swamped by Microsoft Flight Sim users, basically. I was flying at 172 mid-flight, realized it was owned by Air Squirrel. That's just not good enough. What was I going to do? I was kind of thinking about trying to find a waypoint en route. I mean, what I might do is I might add Carson. I might add Carson as a waypoint. Because Carson and Dayton Valley are like the runway roughly lines up to Carson. So we could fly in Carson, then we'd be lined up with the runway. We could overfly it, loop back, try and get a visual on it, basically. So that's KCXP, I assume.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Yeah, KCXP. So if we go to add on route waypoint, and then go KCXP, Carson, enter. So there you go. So 77 to Carson. And we know that Carson's elevation is 4,700 feet. So we want to be at least 2,000 above them. So really we want to be 6,700 at least. And they're at 4,300. So we're going to have to descend quite aggressively as we go past and then loop back.